I've got a little baby, but she's out of sight. I talked to her across the telephone. I've never seen my baby, but she's mine, all right. So take my tip and leave this gal alone. Every single morning you can hear me yell, "Hey Central, fix me up along the line." He connects me with my honey, and then he rings the bell, and this is what I say to baby mine. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Honey, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you'll lose me. Then you'll be left alone. So honey, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
I'm just wild about Harry, and Harry's wild about me. The heavenly blisses of his kisses fills me with ecstasy. He's sweet like chocolate candy, or the honey from a bee. Oh, I'm just wild about Harry, and he's just wild about, could not do without. He's just wild about me. I'm just wild about Harry, and Harry's wild about me. The heavenly blisses of his kisses fills me with ecstasy. He's sweet just like chocolate candy, or like the honey from a bee. Oh, I'm just wild about Harry, and he's just wild about, can't not do without. He's just wild about me. Place, park, scene, dark, silvery moon shining through the trees. Past to me, you, sound of kisses floating on the breeze.
Put your arms around me, honey, hold me tight. Cuddle up and cuddle up with all your might. Oh, won't you roll those eyes that I just idolize? When you look at me, my heart begins to float. Then it starts rocking like a motorboat. Oh, I never knew any girl like you. Put your arms around me, honey, hold me tight. Cuddle up and cuddle up with all your might. Oh, won't you roll those eyes that I just idolize? When you look at me, my heart begins to flow. Then it starts rocking like a motorboat. Oh, I never knew any girl like you.
The light is within us. The light surrounds us. The light protects us. That's basically it. The key to the decor. I was inspired by so many things, you know. Once when I was 8, I guess, my aunt took a trip to Austria. She brought me back this coffee cup from the museum. See, that's the kiss painting on the side. The painting was such a symbol to me, you know, like a symbol of stability. My aunt was like that, I guess, a symbol. But anyway, what are you?
I'm just getting some cutaways for the interview, to cut into the interview. I pass by this place all the time. It's on my way when I'm out and about.
Well, stop by. When this is all over, I'll treat you.
Will do.
Thank you for asking to do this story about me in this place.
Human interest. We need more of that, because, well, not much is happening to regular folks these days.
True. And I guess I am that. Regular.
None of this is regular. Nothing is regular these days, you know?
Yeah.
Keep talking. I'm checking some sound levels. I won't need additional light. It's pretty bright in here.
I love light. The idea of light, and actual light, of course. I mean, who wants to go to a dark cafe? It glistens, even now. You know, I never thought I'd have a place like this. But sometimes mystical things happen and things are joined together. And I was joined with this little storefront. Sometimes we're united with things and people. And maybe that's when we grow. I don't know. Can you cut that part out?
No worries. Keep talking.
So this is it, my little space. We were open for about 2 years, and then the pandemic struck, and things started to shut down. I miss the regulars. So many regulars used to come here, even though it's small, you know? I think it was like a neighborhood nest for some people, like an escape from pressures, prejudice. But anyway, during the early months when we were still trying to understand what was going on, I was open. I was serving and I was listening. So much fear and panic. I guess that's the best word for it, panic. I mean, me too, I had panic. But I think mine was more like feeling distraught. Either one. I felt like my chest was a cave. Like water was rushing in, like I was gonna drown. My head felt kind of wobbly. And in the background, I could hear words being said that I knew I should know the meaning of, but I didn't. Words like fiduciary and soft and nice. Words that always show up as misspelled even when they aren't. But anyway, that's panic. Like, I'm here, but not actually here. Distant. But anyway, I don't plan these attacks, they just sort of happen like a hiccup. Woo! Too much information. Are you ready?
Almost. Just checking a level.
I miss this place. What am I saying? I come here every day. I come here, make a cup of fancy coffee for myself, and I just sit here. Even when I know that no one else is allowed or should show up. Where else would I go, right?
Okay, now give me some background.
Okay, so my cousin won the Powerball back in 2018, and she gave me a check for $250,000 and told me not to call this place the Mustard Seed. But I didn't listen, which is good, I think. It's the perfect name for a small place. You can come here, have a little meltdown while you're chomping on a tuna melt. I'm sorry. I'm not good at interviews. Can you cut that part out?
You're fine. Tell me about making coffee for the hospital workers.
Okay, so when I took the coffee up the street to the hospital workers, I didn't know I was going to be asked to do this interview. But anyway, I wanted them to have something fresh and to know that somebody cared about them. And I saw their eyes behind their masks. They were smiling. That was good to see. I mean, for me too. The smiles, at least in the eyes. I was so glad that I could share with them and see them and love them. We're so scattered and separated these days, and we need to be together, at least in spirit. So, this is my mustard seed, my cafe, my home base, my refuge. Mustard is an ancient spice. Yeah, you're probably thinking that I called it that because of the Bible reference, but that's not the whole story. The mustard seed is made of 3 different plants: a black mustard, a brown mustard, and a white mustard. And when you take these tiny seeds and you grind them up together, you get the yellow mustard. That we squeeze out on our hot dogs. This is the mustard seed prepared. It's the word we see on the label, prepared mustard. So, you know, we can be prepared. We can be ground up together and transformed. Prepared for what comes next, you know? And there are great parables from the Bible, but also Hinduism and Buddha on the mustard seed, because it's so tiny and small, but I'll let you research that. And the Jews and Muslims also have sacred texts about the mustard seed. It's a symbol of humility. I learned that from a college discussion when a student brought up his faith. That student, well, I liked the idea of something small growing into something powerful and useful. And even though the student was using the mustard seed for, well, I did my own thinking, and I thought a lot about the importance of small things. When my cousin Cheryl won the lottery, it was surreal. I mean, she didn't win like hundreds of millions, only a few, which is funny to say. She opened a bait shop and sells fishing supplies, and I opened this cafe. We both have our businesses. We both exist and thrive and welcome people. Or at least we did. But now that we've reached a new day, I think that even though it's such a cliche, if we keep on acknowledging the light within ourselves and doing our best to see the light in others, we'll be okay. When the time is right, I'll serve people again. When it's safer, you know? I will never, ever take washing coffee cups for granted again. And I'm glad that today, at the end of the day, I'll be washing 2 coffee cups. Keep the faith, you know? The mustard seed will be open. Always open. Are we good? Did you get everything you needed?
Yes. But only for today. The light's within us, the light surrounds us, and the light protects us.
As an imperfect actor on the stage, who with his fears but besides his part, or some fierce thing, replete with too much rage, whose strength's abundance weakens his own heart. So I, for fear of trust, forget to say the perfect ceremony of love's rite, and in mine own love's strength seem to decay, or charge the burden of mine own love's might. Oh, let my books be then the eloquence, and dumb presagers of my speaking breast, who plead for love and look for recompense, more than that tongue that more hath more expressed. Oh, learn to read what silent love hath writ, to hear with eyes belongs to love's fine wit.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou own'st. Nor shall death brag, thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe and eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee.
To me, fair friend, you never can be old. For as you were when first you were I, such seems your beauty still. 3 winters cold have from the forest shook 3 summers' pride. 3 beauteous springs to yellow autumn turned, in process of the seasons have I seen. 3 April perfumes in 3 hot Junes burned, since first I saw you fresh, which yet are green. Yet doth beauty like a dial hand steal from his figure, and no pace perceive. So your sweet hue, which methinks still doth stand, hath motion, and mine eye may be deceived. For fear of which, hear this, thou age unbred, ere you were born was beauty's summer dead.
Since brass nor stone nor earth, boundless sea, sad mortality o'ersways their power. How with this rage shall beauty hold a plea whose action is no stronger than a flower? Oh! How shall summer's honey breath hold out against the wrackful siege of battering days, when rocks impregnable are not so stout, nor gates of steel so strong, but time decays? Oh, fearful meditation! Where alack shall time's best jewel from time's chest lie hid? Or whose strong hand can hold his swift foot back? Or who is full of beauty can forbid? Oh, none. But this miracle hath mine, that in black ink my love may still shine bright.
When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast fate, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I most enjoy contented pleased. Yet in these thoughts myself almost despising, haply I think on thee, and then my state, like to a lark at break of day arising from sullen earth, sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings.
Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth.
We will remember thy
I am black, but comely. O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon, look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me a keeper of the vineyards. Tell me, O thou whom my soul loveth, where thou feedest, where thou makest thy flock to rest at noon.
If thou know not, O fairest among women, go thy way forth by the footsteps of the flock, and feed thy kids by the shepherd's tents. I have compared thee, O my love, to a company of horses in Pharaoh's chariots. Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels, thy neck with chains of gold.
We will make thee borders of gold with studs of silver.
A bundle of myrrh is my well-beloved unto me. He shall lie all night betwixt my breasts.
Behold, thou art fair, my love, behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove's eyes.
Behold, thou art fair, my beloved, yea, pleasant. Also, our bed is green. The beams of our house are cedar, and our rafters are fir. I am the rose of Sharon, and the lily of the valleys.
As the lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters.
As the apple tree among the trees of the wood, so is my beloved among the sons. I sat down under his shadow with great delight, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. He brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner over me was love. Stay me with flagons, comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand doth embrace me. I charge you, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, that ye not stir up nor wake my love till he please. My beloved is like a roe or a young hart. My beloved spake and said unto me, Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. For lo, winter is past, the rain is over and gone, and the flowers appear on the earth. The time of the singing of birds is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land. The fig tree putteth forth her green figs, and the tender vines with grapes give a good smell. Arise, my love, my fair one, and come away. Take us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines, for our vines have tender grapes. I am my beloved's, and he is mine. He feedeth among the lilies. Until the day break and the shadows flee, turn, my beloved, and be thou like a roe or a young hart upon the mountains of Bether. By night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. I will rise now and go about the city, and in the broad ways I will find him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. The watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom I said, Saw ye him whom my soul loveth? It was but a little that I passed from them. But I found him whom my soul loveth. Who is this that cometh out of the wilderness like pillars of smoke, perfumed with myrrh and frankincense and all the powders of the merchant? Behold, King Solomon, with the crown wherewith his mother crowned him in the day of his espousals and in the day of the gladness of his heart.
Behold, thou art fair, my love, thou art all fair. There is no spot in thee. Come with me from Lebanon. Look from the top of Amana, from the top of Shenir and Hermon, from the lions' dens, from the mountains of the leopards. How much better is thy love than wine, and the smell of thine ointments than all spices. A fountain enclosed is my sister, my spouse, a spring shut up, a fountain sealed, a fountain of gardens, a well of living waters and streams from Lebanon. Awake, O north wind, and come, thou south. Blow upon my garden, that the spices thereof may flow out.
Let my beloved come into his garden and eat his pleasant fruits.
I am come into my garden, my sister, my spouse. I have gathered my myrrh with my spice. I have eaten my honeycomb with my honey. I have drunk my wine with my milk.
Eat, O friends.
Drink, yea, drink abundantly.
Oh, beloved.
I sleep, but my heart waketh. It is the voice of my beloved that knocketh, saying,
Open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my undefiled. For my head is filled with dew, and my locks with the drops of the night.
I have put off my coat, how shall I put it on? I have washed my feet, how shall I defile them? I rose up to open to my beloved, and my hands dropped with myrrh, and my fingers with sweet-smelling myrrh upon the handles of the lock. I opened to my beloved, but my beloved had withdrawn himself and was gone. I sought him, but I could not find him. I called him, but he gave me no answer. The watchmen that went about the city found me. They smote me. They wounded me. The keepers of the walls took away my veil from me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, if ye find my beloved, that ye tell him that I am sick of love.
What is thy beloved more than another beloved,
O thou fairest among women,
What is thy beloved more than another beloved,
that thou dost so charge us?
My beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest among 10,000. His head is as the most fine gold. His locks are bushy and black as a raven. His eyes are the eyes of doves by rivers of water, washed with milk and fitly set. His cheeks are as bed of spices, as sweet flowers, lips like lilies dropping sweet-smelling myrrh. His hands are as gold rings set with beryl. His belly is as white ivory overlaid with sapphire. His legs are as pillars of marble. His countenance is as Lebanon, excellent as the cedars. His lips are most sweet. Yea, he's altogether lovely. This is my beloved, and this is my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem.
Whither is thy beloved gone, O thou fairest among women?
Whither is thy beloved turned aside?
That we may seek him with thee.
My beloved is gone down into his garden, to the bed of spices, to feed in the gardens and to gather the lilies. I am my beloved's, and he is mine. He feedeth among the lilies.
Thou art beautiful, oh my love is tears, comely as Jerusalem, terrible as an army with banners. Turn away thine eyes from me, for they have overcome me. Thy hair is as a flock of goats that appear from Gilead. Thy teeth are as a flock of sheep that go up from the washing, whereof every one beareth twins, and there is not one barren among them. As a piece of pomegranate are thy temples within thy locks. My dove, my undefiled, is but one. She is the only one of her mother. She is the choice one of her that bare her. The daughters saw her and blessed her. Yea, the queens and concubines, and they praised her. Who is she that looketh forth as the morning, fair as the moon, clear as the sun, and terrible as an army of banners?
Return, return, O Shulamite. Return,
that we may look upon thee.
What will ye see in the Shulamite? As it were the company of two armies. How fair and how pleasant art thou, O love for delights. This thy stature is like to a palm tree, and thy breasts to clusters of grapes. I said, I will go up to the palm tree. I will take hold of the boughs thereof. Now also thy breasts shall be as clusters of the vine, and the smell of thy nose like apples, and the roof of thy mouth like the best wine.
For my beloved that goeth down sweetly, causing the lips of those who are asleep to speak. I am my beloved's, and his desire is toward me. Come, my beloved, let us go forth into the field. There will I give thee my love. Set me as a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm. For love is as strong as death, and jealousy is as cruel as the grave. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which hath a most vehement flame. Most waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. Make haste, my beloved, and be thou like a roe or a young hart upon the mountains of spices.